peanut butter jelly time! Also, maybe some downpipe time too. Alright, so last time we were in here, we left off here, tacked this all together, made a bunch of sparks, made a bunch of welding. Not that impressive, right? So I just need to tighten that up. I'm going to sit this section here, kind of where I want, down in here, so that it's not touching anything. Put it up where I'd like it to be. Oh, my turbo's all loose too. Well, this is just a bunch of garbage. Alright, anyway, we'll get this clamped up where it needs to be. Set this downpipe up where I'd like it, which is actually pretty close. I just need to tighten up the clamp here. And then come around over here. So from the other side, runs through the subframe, blah, 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 ends up here. Now, we have to take it from here through this section here, which is bigger than it looks, under the starter. So it's going to come like zippity-doo-dah-day, dip down kind of underneath the starter. Just angle it through here. And then back here, that's bell housing, because old bell housing for the old transmissions, the starters were a lot bigger. I still got like this open gap here, and like the starter is bolted in and everything. Out of the way. I'll fight with that after. Anyway, so I gotta get past the side of the bell housing, or underneath there, and then where's my light? Let's see if we can shed some light on this here. And then we have a straight shot through, kind of like up where them tabs are there. Maybe we can sneak it in there a little bit. Yeah, drop her down and then come around and then slide back up on this side of the tunnel, going all the way back. We'll see, because the exhaust exit, the exhaust exit is, you can see, maybe, if I take my hands out of the way, you can say, oh come on, right there, there's like a little half moon, whatever not, that's where it's supposed to go. So, I'm not totally sure what to think here, but for now we're going to get it from here, where I left off, and then run it through and get this all sorted out so that we end up over here somewhere, just past the bell housing, so I can tie into it when it's exhaust building time. The plan is, I would like to have the motor, be able to pull the motor out and finish up the bay and stuff, but I can't pull the motor out until the wiring harness, or no, not wiring harness, like, it would be nice to have the wiring harness in, but that can be done after. But transmission cross member needs to be done, and this downpipe needs to be done, and then I could pull the motor out, do some work in the bay, fill some holes, clean up some rust, make some rad sports, all that stuff. Okay, I'm done talking, let's work. Got pretty lucky. I have to like do a very small cut, like an angle cut, maybe like that much, you guys will see. But it's like, it's pretty much a straight shot. I could weld it on where it is, but I actually wanted to like tuck up a little bit higher. Oh man. So I'm gonna do a little bit of an angle cut so it like kind of comes down and then just kind of kicks it up just a little bit, just to hug a little tighter. Yeah. And I managed to have this piece of pipe kicking around, which is perfect. This one I'm going to just leave, and then if we do start it, at least it's an angle cut, it'll kind of point towards the ground a little bit to be super loud, but at least we could start it. Yeah, and this one I'm just going to just snice just a little bit out of it. I guess out of this way. Yeah. Look at all that goodness in there. That's what happens when you leave your pipe outside too long, boys, huh? Alright. That's kind of tacked together. Yeah, perfect. I can just make a tab down here to support this. Must tolerance. Oops. No! Ah, come on. Boys, I'm failing hard here. My tacks didn't hold. Alright, let's take this to the bench. I think we can reattach it. See if it fits, I guess. Alright, so it fits perfect, of course. How could we expect anything less from a professional fabricator? Alright, so my welder is welding like garbage, but I just ran out of the spool that was on there, and this welder is, I don't know, it kicks breakers in my garage, but I wonder, just because the spool was on there, it was getting a little bit of corrosion and then it wasn't welding good, so I just ran it out, so we'll put a new spool on and hopefully these will turn out a little better, because this is just frustrating and ugly, but we'll see. Alright, well, new wire definitely did the trick. It was like 400 times better after that, so I quickly got it welded up. And I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of wire wheel that's left here. Make it shiny, and then we can actually look at it and see if it's good, if it fits, can bolt it back on. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but that way it'll be good enough. Alright, so we got it all polished off, but this is kind of cool. I never even noticed this before. This, I'm not sure if it's stainless or what. Maybe one of you guys would know. But it's like that. It's a totally different color than even like. This was part of it, but this was the guy welded it on here, right? So I'm not sure. Or it's just a better quality mandrel bend fixed up to some junk tube. I don't know, like, oh yeah, you guys can see it in there. Yeah, that's like a deep brown, and then it just goes to silver. So, I don't know, weird. I think I'm just gonna give it a coat, just WD-40, until I can paint it. I mean, I'll clean it off with cleaner or whatever, but last thing, it didn't take very much, and there was surface rust, and even in here. And for those of you who are worried about the penetration of my awesome welds, it's you can see in there all this. It definitely got some penetration. Say it very slow with me. Penetration. I'm gonna see if I can find some ceramic coating, and then just ceramic coating in a can. Maybe we can coat that with ceramic. But it's gonna wait till the rest of the manifolds are all like welded up and cleaned up, and I might just take these and weld them somewhere else. That way they'll be a little nicer, because mine, as you guys seen, it kept kicking the breaker, and we don't need that, right? Now the other thing But that wastegate is off of like a Civic. So I'm kind of debating just getting a different one because I don't think that it's going to be big enough. I mean, granted, I don't want to run a lot of boost, but I don't think it's going to be big enough. We'll see. There's a lot of action happening outside.